Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. Last time we made further progress through the Sunken Temple in addition to finding the Rosetta Stone. Surely going to come in handy now. Something I should talk about is the fact that we could hypothetically go straight to the next temple, but we were actually at the end of it, so it's like, that'd be crazy. Anyway, that aside, this is the Water Crystal and Water Orb. You humans do impress. I would not have thought to see you here. But you do really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Fools, these dark depths shall be your tomb. Okay, this is Kraken. And before I release the Kraken. Actually, no, I want to use an item. Equip. Let's see, do I have gauntlets equipped? Okay, there we go, gauntlets. That's what we want to do. One ally, not really helpful. Terra, actually that's helpful. And for our mage, the Naga. So, this boss is actually the easiest boss in the game, in a lot of ways, because he's one of the few that actually has an elemental weakness. Yeah, contrary to what you might think, a lot of them don't have elemental weaknesses despite being elemental. Lich is one of the other ones. I think the final one might also, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't really want to speak too soon. I don't have anything to heal that, so haha, sorry. Attack! Okay, magic is not dependent on blind as far as I'm aware, so and the fact that he's using it twice is actually really good RNG. So yeah, that works out really well. So the reason why the physical attacks are doing less damage, I think, is because even though he's doing 5 hits, some of them are actually missing in between. Slight problem, though. You notice how our mage is doing, like, 300 damage to him? Well, the boss only has 1800 HP. So, the fact that we're doing that much damage to him that quickly is actually very depressing in a way. To counter that, I guess he does have really high physical, so yeah, that kind of counterbalances the fact that he has a very glaring elemental weakness. So yeah, it's sort of a double-edged sword there. Sadly, this only brings him back with 1 HP, so that's kind of a gamble. I'm gonna cast a Kiraga and hope she goes first this turn. If not, he's probably dying again. Oh, yeah, sure, go after him. I'm okay with that. I'm down with that. So, how many Thandagas have we gone off? 3? So that's like halfway there. If he does not actually get off with his that blind attack or ink attack, you can actually easily sweep this boss. It is very easy actually to sweep this guy. I'm gonna use Hilara, hoping he'll do a big move, but I frankly don't imagine he will at this rate. Yeah, that was just a normal attack. Now, darkness really doesn't impact you too much in this fight because magic is a dependent stat. And apparently I had done more Thandagas than I thought because we already killed them. Do you get the rare drop? No. You apparently can drop a weapon, so that's cool. Frankly, boss is easy enough that I'm not sure what its stats are or if it's worth it, but hey, if you want to grind for it, it's not that bad because the boss is super easy. Remember what I said about I wouldn't be able to beat the boss in that amount of time? Well, technically I did, but yeah, the cutscenes, so it's actually very good that I did call the episode when I did. Because of all the cutscenes. So, the Lifespring Grotto. We have never actually been in the Lifespring Grotto. To be precise, the Lifespring Grotto is that whirlpool near was it near Melmond? I think it was near Melmond, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently this is actually considered the hardest of the 3. Because you actually have to fight Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V. So it goes without saying that apparently the Lifespring Grotto is really tough. Which feels a little bit weird to actually have Gilgamesh in the third to last. Also, I should probably point out, because we classed up and everything, we're probably at a good level to actually do the Earth Spring. No, was it Earth Gift Shrine? I think that was it. We're probably well prepared for that. Except now we're kind of on a roll with our story progression. So at this point, it just would actually be easier to save it for the end. So if you're wondering why we're still putting off the two easy dungeons, that's why. Because there just really isn't a good place to stop here, actually, until after the next dungeon. Not entirely true. I mean, we could just do it now. But apparently you can't actually leave until you die or finish it, so I kind of want to do a test run first, to make sure I can actually succeed. Anyway, we actually have to go really far away, so, bear with me because my map skills are not the greatest. Okay, this way? No? Okay, this is Crescent Springs, so... Crescent town. I don't know the name of it. Okay, this is the Elf Town. So I know where we are now. Up here is where actually the dungeon is. This whirlpool will take you to the Lifespring Grotto. So yeah, if you want to do it now, best of luck. I hope you don't die. Not to sound negative and all, but yeah, I really hope that you reconsider and make sure that you have a really solid backup save point, because yeah, if you go in, you apparently can't actually leave, so tread lightly is my advice. So let's heal up, because we actually have a long journey ahead of us. Other than that, why are we in Melmond, you may be asking? And to put it bluntly, this is really cryptic, actually. I think early on in the game, there's an NPC named Dr. Unne, who mentions something about the Rosetta Stone. So once you actually find the Rosetta Stone, you give it to him. But like, if you don't talk to every NPC in the game, how the heck are you supposed to know that? Of course, that's what that was. It all makes sense. Here, allow me to express my gratitude by teaching you Lufenian. Cool. And yes, this is actually required. You need to speak Lufenian too. Oh, that was easy. If only all language classes were that short. What's our magic level at, actually? 7. So we should probably go stock up at Gaia on some new magic first, before we actually proceed. And to put it bluntly, Gaia's kind of on the way anyway, so it actually works out that we need to go to Gaia right now because it's on the way. By on the way, I guess it's kind of not entirely true, but it's close enough. So, all the way up the map. Did I pass it? No, I did not. Okay, that's good. Is it up here? No. Wait, waterfall. This is actually a little bit too far left. Too far right, I mean. Okay, over here is Gaia. So we can actually buy a lot of really good magic now that we've been putting off for forever. We might want to go back to Onrak too, as well, and consider buying stuff there. Diaja, not really feeling it. I just would rather cast fire based on MP costs. Lazaga is actually a pretty good move though, so let's go with that. Is there another magic store in this town, or am I misremembering? Oh yeah, there's a level 8, but we can't really use that one, can we? So, probably go back to... Actually, Unrack is a bit of a hike, so let's not. Anyway, our next stop is, actually... Wait, do we have to do that? Because it's actually saying, to do a dungeon that I didn't remember actually having to do, so I guess we need to do it. See that big tower over here? Apparently that's actually our next stop, so... let's see. you can actually find one. We actually need to find one more thing actually before we go there. Hope you brought your hiking boots because this is gonna take a while. Actually, we could cut over the water. Allosaurus. Why is there an Allosaurus in this game? I'm not sure. Okay, so our next stop is the Mirage Tower, but first we actually have to go to a nearby town, apparently. If this guide is accurate, I feel like it's not, but... actually no, it is accurate. What am I saying? It is accurate. I just remembered. Yeah, there is a key item in the dungeon that we actually need to get. Let's see. Also, you may be wondering about, like, the adamantite, which we were told to try to find a very long time ago, and we are coming up really close to actually getting it, so keep that in mind. This entire video is gonna be random battles, isn't it? Probably. I have half a mind to just speed this up, actually. Ice Storm doesn't deal too much, luckily. Yeah. Winter Wolves. I was just looking at the name. I really wasn't paying attention. So, okay. Actually, this is a good time to get into this because this is actually my main gripe with this game. Even after you get the airship, okay, you can fly and all, that's cool. The game finds ways to make you walk a really far distance, even after you get the airship. There's so much in terms of, like, oh, just go land on this plane because you can't land on the forest, you can't land on the desert, you can't land in the swamp. So, you just have to park really far away and walk. I've actually had some interesting city experiences, to put it bluntly. So when I say park and walk, it is sort of a joke. Just something that's happened to me in the past. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I was just looking up something. Actually, I was checking Twitter, to be perfectly honest. Because this is just literally walking mostly in a straight line down. So yeah, I was checking Twitter, to be completely honest. I like the game, don't get me wrong, I do like the game. It just has some very obnoxious elements to it, like not being able to land anywhere nearby a town. So it's like, oh good, we got the airship, we still have to walk everywhere. Yeah, it's just a minor nitpick. I think later Final Fantasy still have it so you can't land on, like, deserts or forests. So this is actually a recurring thing. Doesn't make it any better though. What else? Oh yeah, the movie. I hear the movie is actually really good. Speaking of 15, a little bit earlier. Yeah, I hear it actually turned out pretty okay. We are the Lufenians, the descendants of the race that once lived among the clouds, the sky people, the Uku? Wrong game. Oh, Sid. Oh, I'm pretty sure this might have been added because I was under the impression that Sid became a thing after Final Fantasy 2. So this might have been added, though I'm not 100% sure on that. So don't quote me on that, but that might have been added. Some translation stuff did actually change, so keep that in mind. Also, there were other more important changes as well. The biggest change is to the leveling system, but we'll get into that in a moment. Before you leave, legendary warriors, take this chime with you. It'll grant you passage into the Mirage Tower. This is the final prereq to the next temple. So, yeah, hypothetically, if you get the Rosetta Stone, you can actually do everything. You can actually just ditch the water temple at the Rosetta Stone and go do all this other stuff, like at the warp cube, and also talk to these guys. And you could just hypothetically just blow off the sunken shrine for a little bit, but again, why would you? You're already there. Frankly, Onrak isn't, or was it Onrak? Whatever town the Sunken Shrine is, it's not a convenient place to go back and forth to because there's no place to land the airship nearby. So I would say just do it then, because it is obnoxious having to backtrack so much. In fact, I'm gonna have to do that just for magic, and I'm really not looking forward to that. I may actually also level grind a little bit because I'm not feeling super confident about the next dungeon. I feel a little bit under-leveled for what we're about to face. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but there is actually an optional boss. The super boss of the game is actually a random encounter, and yeah, it's kind of odd. From what I gather, it's actually easier to fight in the NES version than it is in the GBA version because of the way that random encounters work. AKA they're not quite as random, they're in a fixed order, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, level up, so that's cool. Just work our way back to the airship. Okay, we're almost there, it's just past this lake. Yeah, see a longer episode, a little bit. What else was I gonna say, actually? What else? Yeah, there just really isn't a whole lot to talk about now, because we're already set to go for the next area. And... oh yeah, one thing I can actually talk about is the fact that, Final Fantasy XIV is actually really good. I actually started playing it. It's really fun. I got to level 30, I think. It's really good though, and I'm enjoying it. My subscription ran out though, so I'm just back to playing Overwatch mainly in terms of online. So that's a bummer, I suppose. But yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is actually really good. I don't really have the budget for it right now, but I do hope to return to it someday. No, I'm not gonna let's play Final Fantasy XIV because MMOs, let's plays sound like an absolute nightmare. Anyway, this is the Mosh Tower. The closest place to land is over here. So off screen, I'm actually gonna stock up on items, magic, etc., maybe new armor, and next time I will meet you outside the Mirage Tower. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Final Fantasy 1.